Hello, my crafty friends. I'm going to be working on my envelopes. I started these in my live stream on Monday night, and I got quite a few done. I'll just show you what I got done. I got those 4 done, and then I got this one. And a couple with snails. And this one still needs some work. And this one needs a whole lot of work. And this one needs to be completely redone. Today I'm going to work on the backs of them. And so I'm going to turn these over. And I'm going to work on the backs of them. I don't want to get paint on the front because they're already done on the front, or at least mostly done. I'll probably add a little something in that one because I'm going to put my addresses on the back, so it doesn't have to be as decorated as the front. But I do want them to be painted and have something on them. I decided that the way I did these with a brush and my craft paints, you can see how it came over, onto the back. And I don't want that to happen this time, so I'm gonna, I think, use a little bit heavier bodied paints, and I'm gonna scrape it so that it doesn't get under here too. So that's my plan, at least at the moment. I want to scrape down so it doesn't get on there. I'm not going to worry about matching the colors from the front to the back because this way there will be 2 completely separate options for using the envelopes. You have what's on the back and then whatever, on the front, and then whatever I do on the back. But when I mail these, I'm going to let this be the front, put my stamp here and my address, and so that the prettier stuff will stay the same. Okay. So let's go ahead and try it out. I also did find that I had this fine line applicator for these paints, and so I might play with that a little bit too. I've never used it because I don't use these paints real often, and when I do, it's usually on the jelly plates, so I haven't used that. But I have several different colors of this Dina Wakley Media paint. I've got let's see, here's Penny, which is a kind of a copper color, and then Sterling, and Lime, and Blackberry Violet, and Tangerine, which are all pretty bright. And then I've got Umber and Sky. So those are the ones I have of this kind of paint. And we're going to just see how it goes. So I'm going to start, let's start with the darkest color and add light up. So let's put a little bit of this. And I'm probably putting too much paint. It's hard for me to know. I need to get out my wipes while I'm thinking about it, because then they'll be easy to find. But when I need them, because I'm sure I will need them. I'm a messy painter, so I'm going to scoot this one and this one down a little bit because I don't want to run onto it from. But like I said, part of my doing it this way is to preserve the inside of the envelope, and part of it's to keep it from going on the back side. So I kind of have a dual purpose for my plan. But if you've watched any of my videos, then you know that my plans often go awry and I end up doing something different. That's just part of it. I think that's part of mixed media type stuff, and just part of being creative is that you have ideas that don't always work, so you have to be able to adapt. Okay, that just looks pretty much yucky. But we're gonna fix it. We're gonna add some stuff on top of it. We'll do some of this penny next. Ooh, I got a little much there. So, there we go. All right, we're just gonna, it's kind of sticking. I don't want that getting on the front. Oh, goodness. That one went way on the front. So my plan is not working right off the bat here. Let's see if I can get some of that off. Okay. I think I saved it. Let's move on here. Trying to get it to go to the top, but not overlap. I'm finding that to be difficult. Okay, didn't do so bad on that one. Let's try. And I'm glad I had my wipes. Okay. Didn't get as much gold on the background of that one, but yeah, I'm just going to add a little bit more of this penny onto this one. I kind of like it covering up the rest of the manila envelope color. Alright, that looks okay. Okay. So next, I'm going to put a combination of colors on And I'm not sure. I don't want the umber anymore. I know that. I think I'm going to do the, let's see, blackberry violet. Okay, that's a yucky thing. Let's see if we can. I've had this one a while, so it's acting kind of goopy. It may not be a good choice. Okay. Let me see if I can clean this off the edges of this one. Sorry, Aunt Beck. I don't want to mess up your sky here that you're going to put some stars on. But I was worried when I started that one that I really wasn't going to like it, but that combination of colors gives a lot of depth there, so that worked out okay. Let's let this spread out so it can dry. And let's go to another one. Let me put this over here. Oh, goodness. I'm a messy girl. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some of this sky blue on this one. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about clean off the mess I made on the back here. I obviously need some ideas about how to do this without messing up the back of it. But here's that one. I'm not sure I like it as much as the purple one, but anyway. Okay. And so now we're gonna I'm gonna do this orange. Yeah, I think I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the orange. Hopefully I won't wish that I hadn't made that choice. Okay. Um, that looks way more yellowy there than it really is. Clean the extra orange off there. But it looks prettier. At least on my computer, it doesn't look as pretty as it looks as it looks on the envelope. So that didn't turn out too bad. One thing about doing it this way and scraping it on is that the layers are so thin that they just build up rather than cover up. And I like that about it. Okay, well, we might as well go ahead and do the lime one, see what it looks like. Let's turn it over and clean up the edges here. Okay, and that's that one. So I'm going to let those dry a little bit, just like they are. Let that dry a little bit. It's amazing how fast it dries when you scrape it out like that or roll it out with a brayer so that it's really thin. And you can just keep working. Okay. I don't know that I want to use these again on these other envelopes, so I'm going to just put them up. I've got some other paints that I got at Hobby Lobby that were on sale, and I haven't even opened those, so we'll play with those a minute for these envelopes, or at least for some of these envelopes. Alrighty, I'm gonna dry this a little bit. Okay. I think I'll work on this side that's dry, and then by the time I get this one done, I can scoot over. All right, let's see what we've got here. I've got silver. These are Bria Reese. I've never even heard of her, but they were on sale for about $1.50 a tube or something like that at Hobby Lobby. So I got them. This one is Lake Blue, and I don't know if you can see that. That looks like it's going to be a really gorgeous color. This one is Cobalt Green, and I love green. And this one is Mars Orange, but it looks kind of coppery, which is always a good choice. If it's not green, it needs to be kind of coppery. that one is, it's a coppery orange, but I think I'm gonna not use it. I'm not gonna use it on this one anyway. Okay, let's put down some of this lake blue, and then maybe we'll put some green with it. Well, that little tiny bit of paint really goes a long ways. I did not intend to completely cover this envelope in that color, but that's what's happening. So when I put the green on, I'm going to have to do less green. Oops. All right, let's come over here and clean off at least what we can. Some of it really dried fast on there. Okay, I'm gonna let that one dry. Let's put it over here. Okay, and we'll go on to the next one. And it's the little snails. And there's silver. And I know I said I'm not going to look at the front and do anything based on that. But here I am thinking, oh, I'm going to put silver on the back. Excuse me. So we're going to pretend like I didn't look at the front and choose this because of that. Does that work for y'all? Put these up. That way I can. Okay. That one's just got a light sheen of silver on it. Okay, and then next we're going to do this one that has the gold on it. I'm going to do the green, I think, for this one. There's the background. I got way too much green. Just clean up a little bit on the sides of this one, not a lot. Ooh, down there though. Guess it would have been okay to leave the green down there. It could be grass, but but I'm not going to. I do want to, some of that was really thick. Okay. I'll let that one sit there, and we just, I guess I'm painting under paper today too. That's, I love to take an under paper like this and then stamp some flowers or something on top of all this mess and use it for wrapping paper. I wrap gifts that my husband takes to work for the people he works with, you know, birthday presents or whatever, in this kind of paper, and he says they always like getting the paper as good as the gift. So that's nice. Makes me feel like my efforts are appreciated at least. Okay. So let's figure out some other paint to put on here. What would be good? I think I'm just going to go ahead and use this blue again. Make sure this is pretty dry. Just barely got a little bit right there. A little bit right there. Okay. I think I'm gonna not worry about that, and I have trouble leaving white space. Have y'all noticed? Even though this would be manila space and not white space. Oh. But I'm gonna put another color on it anyway, so I'm not worrying about it. Okay. Good grief, I'm so sorry. And I think I'm gonna do silver on the back of this one too. I'm gonna have to redo the front of this one later, so actually, let's try mixing the silver and the blue just for kicks. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Y'all have to listen to that. Well, that one turned out like that. And a place to lay it. Okay. So far, this is working out pretty good to just move back and forth from one side to the other. So I can keep going and not have to stop and wait on or stick other pieces of paper under there or something. I'm not sure how much of it's because I like the look of this and how much of it's because I'm lazy and don't want to get up and go find some more paper. But anyway, we won't talk about that. Okay. This one I'm going to have to redo the front too, so. Let me see if I can find a cough drop. Just a second. Okay. And I kind of like that combination thing. So let's try a combination of the silver and the green and see how that works. All right. That's kind of what we've got. Set it down back there. On that one, I don't care if it goes on to the back because I'm going to have to redo the back anyways. Okay, I'm going to pause a minute and get out some stamps or something to go over these with, and let this paint dry here just a minute so we can move on. And maybe I'll quit coughing. Be back in just a sec. Okay, I've put out on my little palette here some of this Lake Blue, and then I put out some of this Grumbacher Alizarin Crimson acrylic paint that I got on sale. I got these, the Grumbachers, at the little hobby store in town called Hobby Time. It's the only independent home-owned hobby store in our town. And this is Dioxazine Purple. That's that one right there. And this one is Phthalo Blue, right there. And this one is Phthalo Green. So I'm going to use those with my stamps. And I think on the back of this one, I'm going to use this flower stamp. And I'm going to use this Lake Blue here. and see how that works. Most of you who are watching already know this, but there might be someone who doesn't, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. Making sure your sponge is not too goopy is important in stenciling, but also it's important to go straight up and down. I remember when I didn't know that, and I made huge messes. Sometimes I still make messes, even though I'm trying really hard to, you know, follow all the stenciling rules. The tips that I've learned from other people. Everything I know, pretty much, I've learned from someone else. So I don't remember who's, you know, who I got all these tips from, because I love to watch people create, and so I watch tons of people. And when you watch as many people as I do, you're going to hear information over and over. And oh, look at that! Goodness gracious, I love it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm a little sad. I'm going to have to put a label over that now. Oh, that's funny. Okay, sorry, Becky. I'm going to have to put a label over that. It's not going to be as pretty, but maybe this one, my address label won't be a big deal. Maybe I can just put yours way down here or something where most of it's left, but that turned out really nice. I like that. I'm probably going to use this again. I'm not one of those people that puts all their stencils in water and soaks them and keeps them pristine. I'm too lazy for that. So I just try to wipe off the goopy bits, and I'm mostly doing that, to be honest, just because I know I'm going to use it again in a minute, and I want it to be dry before I go on to the next one that I use that on. Okay, let's see what we've got next here. Okay, with this one, I think, make sure this is dry here. Okay. I think I'm going to use these right down here. Maybe I should turn it that way. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and use this same blue, since I've got a little bit more of it, for this flower. Well, just about used all that up. Okay, and then I'm going to get a different sponge and work on this one, but I need to move this so I can get to it easier. I'm going to use this alizarin crimson here. For this one. And I'm not going to try to make it really dark, because I did the blue lightly, and the background is really light, so We'll try to keep this one light. I say that and then I go back over it. Okay, so see, if you're afraid of painting envelopes, do not be afraid. All you need is a stencil and some paint. And if I can do it, you can do it. And they're looking pretty. That's what stencils are for those of us who are not as gifted at painting things. We can still have pretty images. Okay. That one's really fun. I'm going to put it aside for a minute. I've got a couple more stencils out here that I thought would be fun just to put designs on the back. And so I'm going to use those. And then we may come back over them and put a little bit of a flower or something. Because I'm really liking those flowers. That's fun. Okay. For this one, I'm going to use this design here. Let's see if we can turn it at a more interesting angle. Okay. And I don't want it to look like Christmas, so I'm not going to use the, I think I'm going to go a little bit monotone, and I'm going to use this phthalo green. On this one. Ooh, got a little goopy there. I hope that didn't mess it up. See if we can maybe vary the intensity of this color a little bit in different places. Just add a little bit more dimension to it to not have it exactly the same everywhere. I'm going to have to go get my dog. He thinks he's head of ranch security, and so he's always warning people off, and there must be somebody in the alley because he's out there having a fit. Okay, that looks pretty. I like that. Okay, we'll set it over here to dry, and we will clean the extra goopy off of this. And we'll set it over aside too. Okay, that's pretty dry. Next, we're going to work on this one. I think I'm going to save that one because it's, I don't want to put anything over it till I've done some more there. So we'll just wait. As far as that goes, we'll go to this one. And I'm going to use the alizarin crimson on it because I just think it'll look pretty. And this is not such a light green, it won't look Christmassy. I think I'm going to go back to the flower on this one. And I'm going to do, this time I'm going to do the bottom of the flower and part of the stem. I think that'll be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a little of this phthalo green for my stem. Ooh, got some shading on my flower with that too. Okay. I'm going to have to leave that, but I'm liking that. Put that one aside. And let's clean up some of this goopy. Make sure there's not any back here. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm really liking that flower. That's turning out pretty. Okay, on this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the phthalo blue and do a design on the back, and then I'll put a flower on top of that design. Let's just do this one. We haven't done it yet. Do I want it straight or do I want it? I think we're just going to do it straight. Okay. I like using these thicker paints, but I usually use craft paint, and the craft paint doesn't stick to the stencil. You know, pull up the stencil as bad as these are doing, but it's all right. I'm learning how to adjust. If we don't try new things, we might miss out on something that's even better than what we're already doing. Okay. There's the design on that one. And we're going to let it rest too while we move on to the, let's clean on the back. Now let's just go ahead and wipe it a little bit. Okay. And the bumblebees. We definitely have to have flowers on the back of this one. And the turquoise is kind of a pretty background for a flower, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a flower on here. And we're going to do both of these in the purple. Well, I got out 5 colors and 4 sponges. So let me see if I can find one more sponge. I'm about to run out of those. Cut the end off this one. This is one I used previously for something else, and well, that's going to be a mess. Well, this scissors not wanting to cut. Okay. Okay, let's. Putting it on top of this makes it really just look like a darker blue, but that's okay. The main thing is for the flower to show up, and it's definitely going to show up. So that's the main thing we care about. And that's all I've got. I'm going to mix the phthalo blue and the purple together and do this flower. It'll end up being a little bit different color. Alrighty. I'm liking that one too. Okay. we've got this one left. So we want to put a pattern on it and then a flower, or do we want to just put a flower on it? I think I'm having fun with the flowers. We're just going to stick with the flowers. And I'm going to turn it a little bit at a different angle this time. And we'll get out, we'll just use some more of that purple since I've got some of it left. The purple and blue, we'll do kind of a mottled flower with those. Oops. Okay. I like it. It looks really nice. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and work on the back of this one. And we'll turn the flower with the stem coming in from the top on this one. And that'll leave some space for a tag. And I'm going to do it with the mixture of the blue and purple because I've still got that out here, and everything else I'd have to get some more out. So. Fingers are sticky. My stencil is sticky. So it's pulling the paint off the stencil with my fingers. That's when you know you have sticky fingers. I forgot to put the stem in. But it's okay. It doesn't have to have a stem. It looks pretty just like it is. And so one more here. I'm going to have to get out some more paint for this one. So I think I'm going to do the red. And then this blue, the lake blue. I'm going to turn this all around like this so that I can get to it easier. Okay, we're going to start with the blue for this little flower. And then we will go to the red for this one. Alrighty. And we got that one. And I think that's all I'm going to do on these right now. So, y'all have a blessed day, and I hope that I've inspired you to paint some envelopes and send some happy mail to people. Bye-bye. Okay, I forgot that I told you we were going to put flowers on top of these two. So I decided to come back and do that real quick at the end here. I'm going to use this magenta that's Artist Loft Deep Magenta. That's what I'm going to use for these last two flowers. And I'm going to do one of each kind. And I'm going to use this, and I ran out of my other little sponges. So I'm going to use this to, and see how it works. I've never used it for this kind of thing before. I always use it for ink. So we will see. The stencil's still sticky. It's the price you pay for being in a hurry. And I think I moved my stencil, so this one may come out weird. This is not as heavy body to paint as what I've been using. So, and it's not as opaque. That may be a good thing. It may not be a good thing. I kind of like that I can see the design through it. At this point, I think I like it. Now we'll um, get it finished and pull it off, and I may not like it, but right now I think I'm going to like it, have it seeing the design through it. But it's definitely not covering it up. Well, let's see what we've got here. Well, I like that. I think it turned out good. Oh. So I hope that was worth the wait. And then we're going to do this one. And we'll go ahead and use these flowers right here. Actually, no, we'll use these. And I'm going to go ahead and use the same deep magenta since I've got my counter full of it. So plus I think it'll look good over the orange. Alrighty. And that's what we've got here. It's interesting. I don't know if I like it as much as the other one, but it definitely adds some interest to the back of the envelope, and that's the main thing we're trying to do, is add some interest. So, okay, I'm going for good now. Well, not for good. I'll be back with another video, but this one's over. Bless you. Bye-bye.